And from the windswept west coast of Ireland to the sunny coast of Thailand. I had to keep making tracks when I was in Ireland, and I didn't get time to do my 3-minute geography lesson, so it's coming to you from sunny Thailand. The ride's all wrapped up and I'm heading back to New Zealand, just getting a few days of sunshine before I hit the home shores. The Celts first came to Ireland a few hundred years before the birth of Christ, and Ireland soon became a collection of small kingdoms. Christianity arrived in the 5th century, the Vikings invaded in the 8th century, and the Anglo-Normans, otherwise known as the English, invaded in the 12th century. After centuries of conflict, the English finally incorporated Ireland into the UK in 1801. Unfortunately, the British were far from benevolent landlords, and their mismanagement of the country contributed to the Great Famine of the 1840s, as well as a host of other issues. As well as the devastating famine, Ireland was ravished with disease. Millions of people emigrated from the country, and the population decreased by about 20%. Those were the darkest times of Ireland's modern history. Here's a fun Irish fact. Both of my great-great-grandparents immigrated to New Zealand from Ireland in the 1870s, and it wasn't until they met in Wellington that they realised that they were actually on the same boat. After World War II ended in 1918, the War of Irish Independence began. The result was the Irish-Anglo Treaty of 1921, making Ireland a self-governing free state. Ireland officially became a republic in 1949. However, this wasn't a straightforward affair. The northern part of Ireland remains in British hands, and during a time called the Troubles, it's seen its fair share of fighting and terrorism. The Irish Republic, as it's known, is a small country about the same size as Sierra Leone in Africa, or Georgia, which is just east of Turkey. Its population of about 5.5 million people is 83% Irish, 9% white European, and the remaining 9% are very ethnically diverse, everywhere from Africa to Asia to India, even New Zealand and Australia. Catholics make up about 78% of the population, other Christian faiths make up about 6%, and about 10% are atheists. Ireland's economy is somewhat like New Zealand. It's very advanced, but it's very dependent on international trade. It suffered badly in the 2008 financial crisis and needed a $92 billion bailout package from the EU to keep it going. I'm happy to report that economically today Ireland is in a much better shape, but once again, like New Zealand, it still needs to watch itself. In my brief time there, which wasn't nearly enough, the weather was pretty wild, but it showed me that it's actually a more geographically diverse place than I thought. I definitely recommend visiting in the summer and not when that wild Atlantic wind is blowing in from the west, but it's an awesome place. And I definitely need to get back and do it when the sun is shining, just like here in a beautiful Thailand, and when it's not blowing a crazy gale. Or maybe I'll just go by car next time. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the 3-minute geography lesson on Ireland from Thailand. It is Saturday morning. I'm just coming back to the parking building there to check the bike. I'm sure it's there, but I don't have confidence in this town anymore. Just coming back to check that it's still there. I'll leave it here for another 24 hours. Pick it up tomorrow morning and head to the ferry. Anyway, let's go in, see if the bike's still there. Okay, it's there, but it's been moved. So it looks like someone's tried to steal it again. I haven't got up close to the bike yet, but not happy. It's too dark here to see if the bike's been damaged. Fuck. What am I going to do now? It's not safe in the parking building. Alright, just been on the phone to my old muckers Grant and Steve. They've both come up with some good ideas. Grant says to just wheel it to the closest hotel, stick it in their parking lot. Maybe they'll take it overnight, or maybe I can just leave it there while I gather my gear together. Steve has got some relations. Steve has got some relations in Dublin, so he's calling them to see maybe if they have space to look after it overnight. So, waiting on a solution. Let's see. Alrighty, well, I pushed the bike all the way back to the hostel where it almost got stolen yesterday. It's about 1 kilometre, so it was a bit of a hike. I stopped in at a hotel on the way, and the guy, they didn't have any parking. They outsourced it, I think, to the building where I had the bike overnight last night. So he said there's not many hotels with parking in Dublin, probably only the high-end ones, which are outside my budget. So I found a guest house on the edge of town. Unfortunately, I can't call them because on eSIMs you can only do WhatsApp calls. So I'm going to ride out there and see if they've got any vacancy and if it's safe to park the bike. It's only about 15 minutes away, so let's go. How's that for insult to injury? Bike's not warm, it's cutting out. Gotta be honest, I'll be glad to see the back of Dublin. Well, there's my second sightseeing day up in smoke, but I don't really care. I don't want to give this place any more of my money. Let's get out of here. But the big question is there anything wrong with the forks in the front wheel? Hopefully not. Hopefully we don't find out the hard way at 100 kilometres an hour, like my old mate Bugsy Malone. That wouldn't be good. Anyway, I don't call it adventure travel for nothing. Oh boy. What a way to... What a way. Leo Riley Motorcycles. Oh, he would have been handy to talk to today. Jesus Christ, look at this road. Looks worse than the one that I've come from, with a hostel on it. Thought I was going to a better part of town. Shit. Might have to go a bit further out. Anyway. The mean streets of Dublin. Bloody hell! Going all the way out by the airport now. Jesus H. Christ. Well, the good news is that the front end is feeling okay. Hopefully it'll get me to London. I still have to take it gingerly. I'm just trying to get to the next accommodation choice as quickly as possible on the old motorway. The boring old motorway. Oh, I can smell something. Is that my bike? It smells like rubber burning or something. Oh, there's a big bloody wind as well. Ireland does not want me to enjoy myself. It's the only thing it could be. The Catholic Guard is getting back at me for leaving the church all those years ago. Oh, fuck. Better not wind about too much. They'll strike me down. I think we're going off here. Alright, looks like we're out in some industrial estate. There's Ryanair. Makes sense, we're not far from the airport. Here we are, Travelodge. It's not very glamorous and it's not very cheap, but hopefully it's secure. Let's go and see. Alright, next stop, Premier Inn, which is 50% more expensive than this place. But I'm sort of over Ireland. I just want it to go away, and if I have to splash out on a hotel room, anyway, let's go check it out. Overpriced hotel room. What a disaster. The disaster that is Dublin. There it is, Premier Inn. Let's see what you got. Here we go. Jesus, 350 bucks a night for accommodation. Can't see any parking. Okay, let's try that again. So this is the airport car park. Got to say, it doesn't fill me with confidence. It's pretty empty, and it'd be pretty easy for some thieves just to come down here at night and give it a crack. But what other option have you got? Well, I've got my little padlock for the rear disc and the cover. Just have to cross my fingers. Alright, I didn't like that parking spot down there, so I parked it near the entranceway, but I don't know if the cover's going to hold up in this wind. The thieves tore it to pieces, so the ties to tie it down with aren't working, and it's on its last legs anyway, so the ties at the back are broken. I've just ripped a big hole in it myself. That wasn't the thieves. Trying to put it on, and as you can see from all the patches, it's been sun damaged, so she's a bit puffy on that side, so I'm not confident it's going to do its job, especially if this wind holds up. But what can you do? They're dying the last day of the ride, and shit is still flying. Oops. There goes the cover. Give it about 20 minutes, I reckon. Anyway, I'll come down later, see what sort of condition it's in. I was just about to go through the door and I heard this big tearing sound. And look at what we've got. There you go. So, should probably take it off, seeing that it's not functional. Alright, with a never say die attitude, I've got the old trusty Gorilla Tape out. I reckon it's 50-50 that it's going to hold, or maybe a bit less than 50-50. She's pretty patchy. Tape that up to the bike underneath. The guy at the front desk assures me that it's a safe parking lot, but I guess we'll see. You just don't know in this dodgy city of Dublin. I won't tar the whole country, but Dublin, not a fan. Finally made it back to the room. It's just before 3 o'clock. I'm a bit peckish. I haven't had anything since breakfast. Here's the room. Pretty bog standard sort of corporate hotel room. Bit nicer than what I'm used to, but it's officially the last night of the ride, so why not worry about the finances when I get back to New Zealand. Oh, I just noticed a little bonus. Dum 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 dum. And there it is. The old bike, keep an eye on it. zoom in.